Hey everybody, welcome to Baka-Talk, the podcast where we talk about whatever the heck we want to.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, so I'm joined today by my two incredible co-hosts, Pyrolis.
So when are we going to start printing out checks? Because I'm pretty sure we can copy those and make an infinite amount of money.
I mean, that's what the government does.
Yes.
I'm also joined by Wheeze.
So can we leave in that like 10 seconds at the beginning of just the bird chirping in the background?
Yeah.
I feel like that would really set the tone for the show.
The problem is the voice filter is probably going to cover up the bird.
Dang. Okay, then just 10 seconds of silence.
10 seconds of silence sounds amazing.
Or just copy like the bird part and take it out and then do the filter and then put it back in.
Yeah.
And then just
I did
bird.
listen to a podcast one time where they accidentally left like 5 minutes of complete silence at the end of the podcast.
That's great.
I figured it out at 4 minutes through. And then I just exited the podcast. But it took me 4 minutes, so.
Nice.
And yeah, like always, I am Sir Boom, your host. Your host for this week. Next week it will probably be, I don't know, Billy Bob.
The
Yeah.
hostess with the mostest.
I'm not a hostess.
You're a hostess.
I'm a
with-
host.
Yeah, we'll have
I'm
a host-
hoster.
We'll have a hostess next time. Oh.
Sure.
Yeah.
Can we have Makase Kurosu do it?
Yes.
I was gonna say, Jinx, you owe me a drink, but you're underaged. So,
Foo foo foo.
anyways,
So get it.
welcome to the show. We all hope that you have a great time listening, and we have a couple cool articles for you guys, and we have a couple cool things to talk about anime.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to say is please forgive the audio quality right now. We are currently in my new place, and it is very much not designed for recording. So you guys will probably hear echo and maybe a few birds because currently the sun is trying to kill us.
We are actually recording outside.
Austin, Texas is not fun with the heat.
Yeah.
Right.
Austin,
Neither
Texas
is Nevada
horrible.
No.
or St.
Florida
Louis.
gets pretty hot too.
That's fair.
But you can at least run like 100 feet and hit water.
Yeah.
with a gator in there waiting for you.
Actually, Florida doesn't have a lot of water. I was
No, it
surprised
doesn't.
to find that out.
Yeah, no,
It's
there
got
was
a lot of water around it.
Yeah.
There was a Florida man who got stuck up on a roof trying to rob the building once everyone left. He was planning on going into the roof.
Oh, during the flood?
No,
Oh. Okay.
just normal Florida day.
Oh, okay.
But he ended up passing out due to dehydration. And when the cops found him, they're like, "What are you doing there?" "I was looking for my water bottle." "Where are you now?"
That's not a Florida man. That's the Florida man.
Yeah.
There's only one.
That's fair.
That's what the internet wants you to believe.
There's
It
only
really
one,
does.
and he's just done everything.
You hear
Yeah.
about the time Florida man tried to rob a bank with a gator?
Oh, yeah. Where
Yeah.
he threw the gator through the window?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
The Florida man is just Bacano. He is the essence of Bacano.
I could see that, yeah.
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, if you think about it, there was a Florida man that was throwing alligators over a bridge. I could totally see Isaac and Miria doing
Yeah.
that just to rob people.
Yes.
No, somebody killed Florida man.
Oh, that's great. Well, anyways, how are you guys doing this week?
You're looking at me, but you said you guys. Shouldn't you be looking at both of us?
I can't look at both of you. I'm not cross-eyed.
You can't be like my brother.
No, I can't be like his
Aw.
brother. He's got a talent all to his own.
He's got multiple things all to his own.
Yeah, maybe he should be on this podcast. Then he could look at both of us at the same time.
There we go.
That would be much better.
I've always wondered with people that have that type of vision, how does it look through their eyes?
Probably like it does when you put on the Oculus Rift and it's that mirror vision.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, that would be weird.
Yeah.
And
I
kinda cool
think
at the
it's
same
us
time.
that have the defect because our eyes are always looking at the same spot. Like if you have two eyes, you should be able to look around more.
Like a
Right.
chameleon.
Yeah.
If evolution has anything to say, our eyes should be able to move separately. By
I
now.
know, right?
Technically, if you are able to control your eye muscles, you can move your eyes independently.
Yeah, you
Oh,
just
that's sweet.
just One Punch Man philosophy. You can do it.
You just have to exercise your
You have
muscles.
to do it
pretty
hard
well.
enough.
So you guys are kind of skirting around the question. How are you guys doing this week?
I'll let you answer first, Louise.
Okay. It's
Great,
been a week.
Great quality content. Okay.
Yeah, it's been a week.
Yeah. Anything fun?
Not really.
Any cool anime?
Not really. I finished like the other anime I watched, and then I watched the first episode of I don't remember the name of the show, but I wasn't super into it. It was like fine. And then I was like, okay. And then I didn't feel like watching it anymore.
Okay, what's the show about?
It's the one with the good animation that just came out recently.
It's the
Jujutsu
thing.
Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah, I watched the first episode
couple
of that.
episodes are kind of boring.
Yeah, I watched the first episode and I was like, okay, this is okay.
You have to watch up to episode 4,
Okay.
and then it gets really good.
I'm probably gonna watch it later. I want to watch Made in Abyss or Attack on Titan.
Oh heck yeah, those are good.
And then I'll have something to talk about.
I really enjoyed Attack on Titan. I thought I won it
Yeah,
because just the way the show is, but like the way they do the mystery and the hype is amazing.
yeah. So I'll probably watch it. I don't know, at some point. I'm not sure if I'm gonna watch Made in Abyss first or not.
I have not seen anything for Made in Abyss. I know
pretty
that
good.
what's his name? Kevin
Paikin.
Yeah, the composer. He's a really
Kevin
known
Bacon.
anime composer,
Yeah.
and he did really good.
He
on
did,
the
yeah.
music. So, all right, Pyrolus, back to you. Can't hide it. What's up with you?
I started playing the visual novel to Steins Gate.
Heck yeah!
Yeah, that was
Without
fun.
us,
I wanted to at least crack it open because I bought it and
Yeah.
it's just been sitting there on my computer and I've got the entire collection. I was like, I'll at least crack it open.
all right. Well, in the next 2 weeks, we're gonna have to figure out a day to get together and just go through it.
Hopefully,
Yes.
because the first 5 minutes, I wanted them to change the way they started the anime.
Although we
Yeah.
probably won't get through it in one day because most visual novels are 60 hours.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
it's very long.
This is gonna be a long running thing, but we're
Yeah.
definitely gonna argue about it, play it, and definitely put it on YouTube.
Yes, it'll be
So,
great.
It
And
would be
role
great.
play. That'll be fun.
I'm not role playing.
Well, role play.
I'll-
No,
I'll
we'll
voice
Yeah,
act.
we'll voice act.
I'm not role
We'll
playing.
voice act role play
A
as the
mad
characters.
scientist.
So
You're
you're playing the role by voice acting.
Okay,
role
sure.
play.
I will go with that.
Yeah.
But I'm not getting the filled up by Hyun.
Yeah.
It's for science.
It's not for science.
It's fine, Ruka.
All right. Well, cool. That sounds like fun. Anything else going on with you?
Played Tarkov, got a level 5.
Yeah. Nice. Oh, you got the level 5 that one time that we played?
No,
Oh, okay.
between that time and a bit of playing yesterday.
Okay, cool. I was gonna say I got the level 2 when we
Hey.
played. So
I did some offline things. I like to play offline every now and again, so that
Yeah.
way I can try and get strats.
oh, nice. That's a good way of doing it.
That's how I do most games that involve any sort of brain processing.
So offline, do you lose all your crap? No, you
That's
don't?
why I do offline.
Nice.
And I just play against bots.
Okay, cool. I might have to do that just to get better at the game because currently I suck.
So do the bots.
Well, then 1v1 me, bro.
Yeah, I was playing Chivalry yesterday with my brother, and we
Okay.
got put into a lobby where there was nobody else, and it was just us against bots.
Yeah.
We were just wrecking those bots and leveling up our fighters like crazy.
Oh, that's nice.
I
It was
killed
pretty great.
8 bots and I dipped.
That reminds me of the old Battlefield 2 days,
Mm,
the old 2008 one, where you'd play offline and just slaughter people.
yeah.
But as soon as you got to play with somebody else, it was just what is this game? This game is not the same game as
That's StarCraft.
fighting bots.
Nothing makes me feel more inferior than playing Super Smash Bros. Online.
I used to play Battlefront 2 by myself all the time, and then I played against you, Weez, one
Mhm.
time. And during that one time, I found out the guns could level up. You could level up. And apparently, I really suck.
You shouldn't use Obi-Wan Kenobi.
No, I couldn't even get up to the point of using the special characters.
No?
He'd just kill me so much.
First time I played him, I got Obi-Wan
He
Kenobi.
got Han Solo
Yeah.
within the first 2 minutes. And I had barely killed anybody, and he's just slaughtering me with this stupid D4
Oh man.
44
Yeah.
pistol
What
that
I
was
did,
apparently leveled up to level 3
It's
or
great.
something.
Yeah.
when I played against him, what I did was I ignored him and just killed his guys until I got a Obi-Wan Kenobi status. Then I fought him, if you remember that.
I couldn't even
Yeah.
ignore him.
Oh, I could. It's pretty easy.
He was mean. You were mean.
I don't know. It's a game.
My soul was crushed.
Have you played Arena against him?
Yes, that was
It's gross.
that was something. That reminded me of my short stint at playing professional Magic or competitive Magic. I was never professional, but yeah. Back then I had a competitive deck.
Yeah.
When I played against him on Magic Arena, I did not have competitive
man.
decks, and he had all the competitive decks.
He's over here doing his thing and playing some creatures and stuff, and I'm here's like a 44, and then he's like, okay, I return it to your hand. I'm like, I fling it at your face.
Yes. See, the thing is, I can, what I've been doing is doing whatever I want, and I feel like I almost beat him, but then he beats me.
Yeah.
But I'm just doing whatever I want, whereas he's like using competitive deck, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I tried to use like my weakest decks.
Yeah.
And they still kind of slaughtered him.
I honestly don't know what I'm doing at this point.
For people that don't play Magic the Gathering, we call Wheeze a filthy net deck.
I've actually made some of those decks without anything. I net deck.
It's weird how you apparently pick every single card that is supposed to be in all those decks.
See, it's for when it's like competitive, like playing online and like ranked or whatever, I have to find like some of the best decks to even be competitive, because it's just ridiculous. Like you're in like the bronze tier and people are playing like tier 1 competitive decks,
or just mono white life gain.
Yeah,
I see something that looks cool, I use that.
but then for like I'll make a bunch of other random decks and just like, I want to make a deck around this, and then look up all the cards that'll work for it, and then I'm like, okay, this is actually a cool unique deck that I made, and then it doesn't do well, but it does well against Pyrolus, so that's fun.
Yeah, most things do.
I just remember the one time I told you, I'm going to just play this cool green stompy deck. And then you're like, oh, I'll play my mono green deck. And it was freaking like elf ball.
I hate his ooze. His ooze deck is disgusting.
His ooze deck is disgusting, but his elf deck is really disgusting because it's literally, for people that do know Magic, it's basically the same thing as Legacy Elves. Without Gaia's Cradle.
It's just like, yeet.
So when I just installed Magic Arena the other day.
Yeah.
And all my cards are now historic.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to make a new deck.
Oh, historic deck?
No, a new deck in general.
Oh, why aren't you just playing historic?
Because I want to be competitive.
Historic
is competitive.
Way harder than
I want to play competitive standard.
Oh, okay.
Then I saw Weasel's on, so I was like, okay, I'll play with him. Maybe try to tune out his deck. Yeah, no, tuning out does not work when I'm playing against Weez.
Yeah, because he's already competitive.
It was pretty great when you were like, here is, you're like, okay, I fixed my deck, and then I come back and you have like 130 cards in your deck.
My way of fixing is throwing more stuff in it.
Everybody that starts playing Magic always has more than a 60 card deck.
Yeah.
Everybody. I even started out with like an 80 card deck.
It's hard for me to remove stuff.
Yeah.
I was playing, there was this one deck that I like found and I used, but then I took out some cards and added Ugin, because I would get to like late games with a bunch of things and then I just have nothing. Yeah. So I just like nobody plays Ugin anymore for some reason.
Because there's so many better cards.
But right now it works so well for the deck because it's like a treasure making deck, but it's kind of aggressive. Okay. But once it gets to the late game, I have like a ton of lands and a ton of treasures, so I'm just like, Ugin. All your stuff dies. Yeah. Although today I played Ugin and I tried to kill them, but they had a way to gain life and I lost. It felt bad. I could have negatived.
The problem is you have the Book of Exalted Deeds now.
Yeah.
Where they just put the I can't lose the game and you can't win the game on their lands.
That sucks.
Can Ugin blow up lands?
No.
Okay, old Ugin used to be able to.
Yeah, you have to.
New Ugin can't though.
I think they banned. Did they ban it? No, they banned it from a very specific format in the thing, but I haven't seen it played much recently.
Oh, really? That's cool.
But it's not actually that good. It's just really, really annoying because once it goes off, you can't do anything.
Right. That's the problem. Well, let's get away from Magic because I'm sure 90% of our audience, well, I don't know. Magic's a pretty, popular thing.
I guess,
especially in the anime community.
I bet some people have at least heard about it.
Yeah.
So.
We'll just edit this out and put it at the end and it'll just sound totally natural.
Nope. If they want to listen to us speak, they have to get through all of that.
Yeah. It's the progression and then the reward for getting through.
Right. So let's move on to what made the internet mad today.
And news.
Wheeze. What made the internet mad?
Well, the only thing that I really have that made the internet mad is Netflix is making a live action Pokemon series.
And the producer, or the development, is by the producer
of
of Lucifer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's like, I think he's the writer. He's one of the writers, at least.
That. But yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, he's the executive producer. So.
Yeah, so that's really interesting that somebody that made a supernatural biblical show is now making live action Pokemon.
They said it would be akin to Detective Pikachu film.
Okay, that was really good.
It was like didn't make that.
No.
Yeah, it's gonna be similar to that, I guess.
Are they gonna have Ryan Reynolds again?
No, probably not.
Why not?
I don't know. They don't have that much money.
Detective Pikachu is interesting because it wasn't really the whole Pikachu. It wasn't the whole Pokemon shtick. It was Pokemon, but not.
Yeah, it was Ryan Reynolds being a fluffy yellow Pokemon for 2 hours.
So for this, it's probably going to be more like, because it's a series, so it's probably going to be more like the whole.
So are they
Catch them all?
Ash Ketchum will be 13 forever again.
Yeah.
Are they basing it off of the manga? Are they basing it off the old show?
I don't know. They just said Pokemon series. There's no details or plot development.
There's nothing. So they're just saying, hey, we're going to do this.
I kind of hate it when they reveal stuff like this so early because it feels like they don't even have it. Like maybe they have like a script written. Like it takes so long for this stuff to come out, and it's weird that they like the Cowboy Bebop like live action or whatever. It was announced so long ago, and there's like nothing on it. Like they just finished filming like a while ago.
Well, they did release a cast.
So yeah,
they did release.
It's at least that far, but it seems like they would wait a little bit because they're just like, hey. Part of it is probably because people like dig into these things and they don't want it like spoiled. They want to like announce it on their own times, but
I think they do it for the hype. But the issue is that it ends up killing the hype.
Yeah, like the hype dies down by the time it's like, oh, that was a thing.
Yeah, well, that's the problem nowadays. Is so many people are like, yeah, we learned about that 2 weeks ago. Can we move on to something new now?
Yeah,
and the show's not even out yet.
I don't know why they announce it so early. It feels like the producers or whatever are just like, oh, this is good. I'm excited about it. Let's announce it. It's like, you haven't done anything yet.
Which is cool. I love it when producers are excited about a show.
Yeah.
But I don't want it being 2 years from where they actually release it.
It just feels dumb that they announce things so early when everyone knows it takes so long. And then you get so many things that get canceled because they announced it like way too early.
Well, you also get the whole people overhyping it.
Yeah.
And then it gets to the like this monolithic just production that people have in their heads. And then they watch the real thing and they're like very disappointed with it.
Well, the issue is that Netflix in general just hasn't had that good reputation when it comes to
live action. They haven't. That's why most people are not happy about this because Netflix live action adaptations of anime have mostly sucked.
Yeah.
In fact, in general, live action adaptations of animes suck.
I think the only good choice Netflix has made in their live actions is who they chose to play Spike.
Really?
Yes.
You like who's playing Spike?
I'm okay with him.
Okay.
He seems decent.
I'm interested in that one because like in the Cowboy Bebop, because it seems like it could actually work. Like it's not a more anime exclusive thing. Like Pokemon seems weird in a non-anime setting.
Yeah.
Because it's like the Pokemon like creatures. Like what are they gonna look like? What's the CGI gonna be like?
Well, if they use the same thing as what they did with Detective Pikachu, it will look pretty
look pretty good.
But if they don't have that budget, it's not going
to. And it's a TV show, so it's definitely going to have like a less budget for like the movie.
Yeah.
And so if it even looks just a little bit janky, it's like why not just have an animated, thing?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I don't know what the deal is with live action sometimes.
Wouldn't it be weird if the live action Pokemon is more like Who Framed Jessica Rabbit?
I would love that, in all honesty. That'd be pretty great.
Is that the name of the show? Yeah, Who Framed
Roger Rabbit.
Roger Rabbit, not Jessica. No. Jessica was the girl in the thing, yeah.
It was his wife that he thought was cheating on him.
Yeah. But that was great because it was just like that over cartoon frame over like actual scenes.
Yeah.
Kind of like how they did was it the original Space Jams?
Yeah, Space Jams like that. Yeah, there's a lot of movies like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
interesting. I can see that being cool.
I don't know. It's weird. I understand like Cowboy Bebop, that makes sense. Or even like Monster, if they made like that into a series, that would totally make sense because it's super down to earth, super realistic, and it would really work well in live action.
Right.
But Pokemon is just kind of a weird, I don't know.
Well, like Japan released Tokyo Ghoul live action, and that didn't look bad.
Yeah.
Like
I
I,
mean,
think
you-
they got the story jank, but it didn't
Yeah.
look bad.
I mean, you also have like live action Attack on Titan,
Yeah.
stuff like that. I mean, Japan's production standards are a lot different than America's.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, we expect perfection, and Japan's like, this is cool, and we can like let our brains go blank for a minute
Yeah.
and forget the janky CGI.
It just feels like it's really hard
Do you
to
mean like
adapt.
reverse with that?
No,
Are you sure?
I feel like America's standards are a lot higher than every other country for like CGI production and just
Yeah.
like standard production.
Yeah, but Netflix got poo poo and Japan got yay.
I think America has higher standards for live action stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think animation. Like America's animation standards not that
Well,
great.
no, it was like The Simpsons
like
and
yeah, nobody really
Family
cares
Guy
that
and
much.
stuff.
But for like Hollywood is just like the biggest movie thing.
Yeah.
So like even like across the entire world, Hollywood is still like the biggest and most popular one. So like most Japanese movies aren't as good as like Hollywood movies.
Well, I wouldn't say they're not as good.
They're not
but
as-
they have different standards.
They don't have as high budget.
Yeah.
Like they're not as good.
Like to
In that
freaking
way.
CGI like Optimus Prime's foot in like the 5 Transformer movies takes like 10 grand or something
Yeah.
like that. Like, it's stupid. Like, how much money actually goes into these movies. So that is one reason why Netflix usually has very bad quality, because they just don't have the budget that mainstream TV shows do.
I'm gonna have to do some research now.
They also just have weird things. I think part of it is like sometimes they give creators too much freedom and then they can just do whatever the heck they want, and then it turns out bad because they're not that great of creators.
Yeah.
Like with the Death Note movie.
Yeah, like what the heck even was that?
That definitely wasn't Death Note, that's for sure.
Like they couldn't even get like the essence of Death Note in it. Like
Right.
I understand being its like own story.
I don't think the CGI looked bad. I just think everything else looked
Just yeah, like just the stories. Like make the story good too. And like they have to find a way to like capture the essence of anime, like the stories and everything of anime into the medium of like a live action.
bad. The same
Right.
reason
Like-
why.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll say it's the same reason why a bunch of game movies don't really work well.
Yeah, like there was a short film on YouTube of Uncharted. It was like a live action like TV show thing.
Yeah.
And it captured so well how Uncharted feels and plays without being just like a direct copy of like the story. Like it was its
Mhm.
own story. It had the characters and they're, played by different actors than they are in the game.
Yeah.
But like it just felt right. It just felt like it had the feeling of it, even though it was different.
Yeah.
Like it still had the scenes where he's like standing over the maps, like poring over like different things and figuring out the archaeology. And then when it went to like the fight scenes where he's like the just gunplay and everything,
Yeah.
it like went to like a third person perspective, like the camera did at certain points to like make it feel more like it gives nods to the game.
oh, yeah.
And so it actually feels cool because it feels like it knows that this is an adaptation of a game and this is an adaptation of a game. So it just like shows you that and it lets you experience it. And so it had stuff like that felt really good because it was like, I know what this is referencing and I know what it's talking about.
right.
But when they just take something, like they can take Uncharted and then just have like a crappy Indiana Jones knockoff with just
Yo,
like
oh, yeah.
random garbage storyline
And they
that like goes
literally-
nowhere.
They just
and then they're
have
like,
the character names.
yeah, and then they're like, there you go, there's your
Yeah.
Uncharted movie or
Like
whatever.
the Tomb Raider movie.
Because that's what
Yep.
they did to Death Note. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't Death Note at all. It was just like, here's the names of the characters and like
Right.
vaguely like some of the stuff, but it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've ranted about that enough. Do we have one more thing for what made the internet mad, or?
We do have like Arthur got canceled.
Oh yeah, we
The
do.
worst anime of all time.
So the 25 season show of Arthur from PBS got canceled. And here's the funny thing. This article came out July 28th, 2021, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the show has been canceled for over 2 years.
Oh, has it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
It stopped production on the final 25th season 2 years ago. but the author is still complaining about it and still feels like the show should keep on going. He says it's an evergreen show and should have never been canceled and should go on indefinitely.
I think some of the like episodes are still coming out now.
Yeah.
Even though it's been canceled, so they just like announced it publicly.
Well, usually with production, there's like a year in advance.
Yeah.
So yeah. So they're probably
So they're
playing
like
the
they're saying,
last season.
yeah, this season is going to be the last one. So
But it's interesting that a show going on this long is still people are sad and kind of upset that's canceled.
it is kind of surprising.
And I don't get it because I watched Arthur when I was young. I'm sure most every kid in the world has watched Arthur.
Arthur,
Yeah.
or at least seen like one episode or something.
Oh yeah, but like, why? I mean, it was a good kid show, I guess.
I never liked it. I always thought it was boring.
Yeah, I always kind of thought it was boring as well. I just watched it because it was literally the only cartoon that was on my television.
I mean, I thought it was great. I wake up at like 6 a.m, watch Arthur, wait for the bus to get here.
Yeah, I used to get home at like 3:00 and watch it when it was on at like 3:00.
I guess like
so.
Yeah.
I feel like it was more realistic than most like kids cartoons where it like dealt with like real issues and whatever.
it did.
But I just felt like the kids were annoying. And,
Yeah.
and that's why I hated it.
I mean, it did deal with issues. Like, it dealt with issues about like kids gaining weight and like it
Buster
dealt
was
with
great.
yeah.
It dealt with issues of like kids being active and kids like fighting. It
Yeah.
dealt with issues about parents like yelling at their
Kids getting
and-
cancer. Why you shouldn't say the F word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It dealt with all types of issues, which was cool. I mean, I felt like sometimes it got a little more political than it should have, but
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know.
I mean, it's also from the public broadcasting station.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of government funded.
It is funny that it's
Not government funded, but just, what is it considered?
it's like people funded or
yeah,
whatever.
people
It's a
funded,
nonprofit, I
Yeah,
think.
Funded by the
nonprofit.
viewers like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the whole
Yeah.
commercial.
This is brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you.
Yay.
Why
Now
did it get
show me
canceled?
cartoons.
Yeah, I never liked Arthur. Wasn't
Yeah.
a big fan. I
Now
always
Dragon Tales.
thought the characters
Dragon
were boring.
Tales,
I never
Dragon
watched
Tales.
Dragon Tales.
It's
or
great.
what was that other one? Cyberspace?
There's
Cyber
Cyberspace.
Chase.
Yeah, Cyber Chase. That was a good one.
Then there's the one with the lions, the reading with lions.
I liked
Yeah.
Clifford.
Clifford Big Red Dog was good.
That's about
I watched
it.
Clifford.
I-
And then they when I got older and like my little sister is still watching it, they got like these Magi Nation and these weirder like more anime ripoff shows. That was kind of weird. But yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, Arthur's canceled 2 years ago.
And a lot of people are upset about it.
Yeah. Even
There's
though-
also a weird thing where people are like, "Oh no, the new generation of kids can't watch it." It's like there's 270 some episodes or whatever of the show.
Can you
like,
stream it anywhere?
You can, and I'm sure they're gonna keep airing it on,
Oh, yeah.
whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Like they're gonna air reruns.
They
It's
could
not like
literally
kids have no access. It's not like they're completely like ending the whole legacy of the show and deleting it.
You can stream it on Amazon Prime. You can watch it on YouTube, Google,
Yeah.
Vudu, PBS Kids for free.
Yeah, like you can just go watch it. So
Kids can watch this.
there's a reason they canceled it. And I
Arthur?
don't know. I don't really care that much.
Me neither.
So Arthur's and Caillou was canceled at the same year.
Okay, Caillou deserved to die
Yes.
a long time ago, and a long, painful death.
He could just never stand up against One Punch Man.
I'm just a kid. No, the theory is that Caillou was One Punch Man as a kid.
Right. He just could never stand up against the actual show
Oh,
of One
yeah.
Punch Man. Like,
Caillou instilled a deep hatred for children in me from a very young age.
I'm just
That
a kid
makes
who's
a lot of
four. Each
sense.
day I learn some more.
Maybe that's Caillou's like brand, is that kids would watch Caillou and be like, I don't want to be like this. I would rather die than be like this.
That could be
and
it.
then they become like stressed out little kids who are afraid of being annoying.
Like, I'm pretty sure as kids thought that Caillou was
Yeah.
dumb. I know I did. I was like, why is that kid crying because he couldn't get a toy?
I know, me too. It was like I never really watched it. I just saw like advertising. It's
Yeah.
my parents let me watch SpongeBob. They would not let me watch Caillou because it's so freaking annoying. And it was like I never want to watch it. I see like advertisements. I'm like, this show looks horrible, and that kid looks like a little brat, and I'm like 6 years old or whatever. It's
My
like,
line of
this is
thought was,
garbage.
he's 5. Why doesn't he have hair? And why is he crying over not getting a toy? Like, this makes no sense.
The animation is
Yeah.
horrifying too. Ugh.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Well, I think that's about it for what made the internet mad today.
We're getting into what made me mad
I
today.
still
Yeah.
couldn't find why Arthur
Um,
got canceled.
Me neither. They
yeah,
just canceled it.
I haven't seen why. It hasn't said why, but the producer, the creator of the show said, it seems like they didn't know either. They said it was
Right.
like maybe ratings or
I could see ratings, especially
something
since it's
else.
publicly funded.
yeah. Also, like it's been on for so long, and I don't know if
They might be going a new
like,
direction.
many
Right.
kids care or whatever.
Well, we are going to take a quick break for
Arthur, but
ads.
3D. That's up next.
No.
Arthur, but 3D.
Anyway.
The design's bad enough already.
We're going to take a quick break, and then we will be right back, and we'll actually talk about some anime stuff. So
Time.
we'll see you all in a little bit.
DW.
Ooh woo.
And we're back.
Yes.
Ooh,
Welcome back, guys. I'll let you back into the house. So
Yay.
I can stop scavenging in the streets now.
No, we're totally outside this whole time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Like you can hear the crickets around
yeah.
us. They're definitely not going to be blanked out by the noise filter.
We should have another 10 seconds of silence to listen to the crickets.
Yes.
There's so much progression in this podcast. This is why you have to listen to the whole thing.
Right.
I almost finished that raccoon. I almost beat it for that still bag of chips it was protecting from me. I almost got it.
Unfortunately, your scars will never heal.
I'm just picturing you like on all fours fighting this raccoon that's actually on two legs.
You didn't see me doing that?
It was an epic battle.
I was hissing at it.
I
was like,
watched you, and then when the other raccoon jumped on your back and started like choke holding you, it
That's
was
when
great.
that's when
It put
started.
Hunter fights to shame.
Yeah.
I almost
Oh, and
got-
then the one raccoon went ultra instinct on you and just like started like firing like fireballs
Yeah.
and stuff at you.
I almost got those nacho fries though.
Oh heck yeah!
I was almost there.
So yeah, speaking about nacho fries, have you guys ever heard of this little anime called Fry Force?
Wow, that was an
A
amazing
1 minute
segue.
anime.
Yeah, I mean, in my personal opinion, it has top 10 voice acting, top 10 visuals, and I
It
think
does.
Mal should put it above Full Metal Alchemist.
Yes, they should.
I think it should at least get its own series.
You know what?
It's-
I think it should get its own TV channel.
It's actually
I-
pretty good.
I would honestly watch that if it was an actual TV show.
I would too. If
In
they
all
like,
seriousness, I actually find it kind of infuriating because how does that have better animation in better storyline than some of the shows I watched last
I
season?
know.
Evangelion.
Shut up.
the animation of that was amazing.
It took a
though.
storyline from Evangelion, okay?
Yeah, but it did better.
No, it didn't.
That's what he's mad about.
The mechs, like the whole story just seems epic. The voice acting was great. They have the guy who plays Spike
Yeah.
as one of the voice actors, and I don't know who the main character is, but she's really good too. The voice actors are amazing. The animation was amazing. The story wasn't even that bad. Like they could have went way worse with like the fried.
With
We
one
should
minute.
jokes.
explain this really quick. So Fry Force is this little known anime from Taco Bell Studios.
It's a 1 minute ad.
It is a 1 minute ad for the nacho fries because they're bringing that back for the billionth
So
time.
they've
or
done
whatever.
this a bunch of times before, but they did it with like a horror movie
Yeah.
trailer.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like different things like that, and like action movies where it's like all nacho fries
Yeah.
based.
Like
And
the
so this
other
time
companies
they
are
did
trying
it
to
like
assassinate the
An
dude.
anime
Yeah.
or like animation thing, and it's amazing.
It reminded me of like a mixture of the new Voltron
Yeah.
and the Rooster Teeth mech show.
Yeah.
What is that called?
Genlock or whatever.
Genlock.
It
Yeah.
reminded me
Yeah.
a lot of G Gundam.
Yeah, G Gundam. It was interesting. It had the Pacific Rim like monsters coming
Yeah, the
out of the sea,
kaijus.
the kaijus and stuff. That was cool.
I like the character designs are pretty cool.
Character designs were cool. The mech designs were cool. But I mean, I have to be mad at it just because it's only 1 minute long.
I know.
And it's freaking about nacho fries.
I know.
Gonna be honest, I don't like nacho fries.
Also, they specifically
Really?
put
Yeah.
puns in it, like I'm getting fried here, which was just over the top.
It was pretty. They could have went way worse though.
They could have.
Like they definitely like when it was like I'm hungry or whatever, and then it was like for hope. It's like okay, they could have went way worse. They could have been like I'm hungry for nacho fries.
Wasn't that basically like a line like ripped straight from like the new Star Wars show or something?
I don't know.
We either
Didn't, like-
fight together or we fry
Didn't
alone.
what's her name? The Jedi lady from the newest series. What's her name?
Rey?
Rey. Didn't she say something like that?
I
Like
don't
all
know.
we need is hope or something like that.
Leia said that a lot in the
Yeah.
new movies. That's
Like,
just been
in A
kind
New
of a
Hope?
thing in all of the Star Wars movies. They're just like,
Right,
need
but
a
I feel
random
like
line
they-
about hope.
I feel like they really played that up in the newer movies. It's
Yeah,
like,
they did.
oh, our last line of defense is hope.
Yeah.
Just like, what? No, Luke Skywalker's out
it's
there
like-
fighting a bunch of people.
Like you're saying hope so much, the word no longer has any meaning.
It's
My
like, may the
lightsaber's
force be
powered by
with you. It's like,
Yeah.
of course everybody's gonna say, may the force be with you. I loved it in The Mandalorian when the Mandalorian, I forget his name,
Din Djarin.
Din Djarin, like Ahsoka says, may the force be with you, and he just like cocks his head and he's like, the heck you talking about?
Yeah.
What's a force?
Yeah.
It's pretty
That
great.
was amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nacho Force, or yeah, Nacho Force fries. Fry Force was interesting. Oh, now we get to add this to the KFC dating simulator that is very anime oriented.
That's true.
Yeah.
And another fast food company, I think it's Arby's or Wendy's, is coming off a manga.
Oh yeah, I think it's Wendy's.
You see, McDonald's is just out of
I'm
their
gonna
game.
look it up really quick.
I know, right?
McDonald's sucks. They haven't done any cool advertising other than we used to have a
Food.
cartoon show back in the day. Now we got a spooky clown.
Yeah. And they don't even use the clown anymore.
they don't.
Like barely at all. They just have these generic ads. Like the latest thing that they did was like a BTS meal.
Right.
Yeah, I don't even like
Just
BTS.
Whatever.
Except for Baka-Talk Studios, only BTS I'll ever like.
Yeah, that's what their meal was, but Baka-Talk
Is
Studios.
Baka-Talk Studios, yeah.
The story of the nacho fries commercial is actually like decently well thought out.
It is better than like at least 50% of the other stories
Like
in anime.
just the hype of the animation, everything. It's like, why am I enjoying this so much? Why is this good?
It's only a minute, and I craved for more.
I know. Yeah. I love how like they kind of alluded that nacho fries were the catalyst for these monsters
Yeah.
invading the city. Like they just got so hungry that they like wanted nacho fries, so they destroyed the city.
Every
Which
single
is
time
pretty great.
we released those fries with the cheesy
Yeah.
goodness, they just got closer.
That's kind of a messed up thing. Like, imagine if a company like Taco Bell made nacho fries and like distributed it around, and then they like canceled it or whatever. But every time they kept putting them out, like this huge terrorist organization just started like bombing the cities and like stealing all the nacho fries.
That's
Like,
just France.
How do you allow them to like bring them back after like you know what's gonna happen every single time?
Yeah.
I guess that's part of just like a freedom thing,
They're
though,
too
where you're just
darn
like, we need
delicious.
to be strong enough to defend our nacho fries.
Not
I could watch that.
This is epic. I want
I could watch
to
that.
hire me. I will write this show.
So yeah, I don't know who it was, but I could have swore a fast food company was coming out with a manga, but I can't find it. So
Yeah, I thought there was too.
I know
Uh,
Arby's had a
I thought it was
competition.
Arby's. I thought it was Arby's, and I feel like Arby's is that type of person to do it because on their ads, a lot of times they'll have their paper mache like props, and usually
Yeah.
it's like anime or Ruby or Transformers. Or something.
Was it I think it was Arby's, right? That did like the it was a couple years ago, but it was a competition for like
Yeah, that's what I'm
Arby's
talking about.
Chan or whatever.
Yeah, where they made their waifu.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of every fast food place has their waifu, kind of.
Except for McDonald's. McDonald's is just boring.
McDonald's did a 90s manga art thing for Japan stores.
I think that's only for Japan, though.
Yeah, it's only for Japan.
In America, they're just boring. They're bland.
Yeah.
They're ew.
Well, anyways, besides for Fry Force, we also have a new thing. I've been reading a manga lately, and it's called mieruko-chan. And basically, what this manga is about is this girl. She one day just all of a sudden starts seeing monsters. Like these are like Cthulhu ghost type monsters. Like these things are not pretty monsters. They're not pretty ghosts.
Mm.
They're messed up. They're gory. They're terrifying, right?
Yeah.
And she just starts seeing them one day. The problem is like she's so terrified of them that she doesn't want to acknowledge that they're there. So she tries pretending that they're not there in hopes that they'll go away, and also hopes that they won't interact with her anymore because they keep on trying to interact with her. So like there's this one scene where she's walking through the school halls, right?
Yeah.
And I could actually bring it up on my phone, but I don't want to right now. There's this one scene where she's walking through the halls, and this one ghost just walks through the wall next to her and like stops right in front of her and just says good morning, right?
Yeah.
Like, but she's so terrified of the ghost that if she talks to it, she's afraid what the ghost is going to do.
Yeah.
But it's weird because this ghost goes up to every single person and says good morning, trying to get a response from them. So it's like these ghosts are specifically trying to interact with the people, but she's the only one that can see and hear them.
Yeah.
So like she's having a mental breakdown, like just going through a lot of crap, like trying to figure out why she's seeing these ghosts, what she can do to defend herself from ghosts. So like the first 3 chapters, it's like her dealing with like her day-to-day life and just trying to deal with the ghosts and stuff. But then like her whole mission for like the first 3 chapters is just to get prayer beads. Just, like she thinks like having prayer beads will protect her from the ghosts and stuff. What I find interesting about the manga is the fact of it's not like most people will run from the ghosts.
Yeah.
Right? In a horror movie or something like that. They'll run, they'll freak out, and they'll acknowledge the ghost right away. But the first thing she does is just acts dumb and just like acts like she doesn't even see the ghost because she's so terrified of it that she believes that if she sees it, it's going to kill her.
Yeah.
And like she's able to keep her composure the first time she sees a ghost. And then like the second time, she's helping her friend grab something from her locker or something like that. And a ghost pops up and it's just like this head bug ghost looking thing. And like it's looking at the shoes that she's trying to grab on the top shelf. So she's trying to like pretend that she doesn't see the ghost.
Yeah.
Because of course her friend can't see the ghost. So she goes up to grab him. And then all of a sudden, as soon as she goes to grab the shoes, the head thing like opens up its mouth really wide and goes like consume her hand, just like bite on her hand. So she has to like figure out how to like get her hand away from the ghost really quick, but also pretend like she like dropped something or like she like hurt her hand or something. Like she couldn't acknowledge the ghost. Which was interesting.
That's kind of cool.
It's cool. It's a different take on horror for me.
Yeah.
I'm so used to American horror where they either fight the ghost, beat up the ghost, or die from the ghost. Like there's no in between. There's always just freak out, run, die.
Yeah.
But it's interesting with this. And then the other day, I found out that the show is actually getting a manga or a animation. What am I looking for? Words.
Anime adaptation.
Anime adaptation, which is sweet. And like I can show you guys this one image, which is really cool. But I don't know, I am super excited for this show. It looks amazing.
You just gotta
That sounds
find
cool.
first.
There, I sent it over the thing. You probably have to click on it to open it, but no, it looks really cool. Like the monsters look. What's that famous horror author?
Jun Ito.
Yeah, Jun Ito. It looks exactly from his type of things. What's cool about the show is it is coming from the company that made Higurashi, When They Cry. So that cool horror one.
Yeah.
Cool.
It comes from the GOU from High School DxD Hero. The director is also from, the supervising and handling script duties are from the same people that do Juni Taisen, Zodiac War, and the director is from Saga of Tanya the Evil.
What's the anime called?
The anime is going to be called what are they calling the anime? I think they're just calling it Mieruko-chan.
How do you spell it?
I can post that in the Discord.
Yeah, it's like Mieruko-chan or when she sees them or something like that.
Yeah. But it looks really cool.
That's what got me. I couldn't spell it right.
Of course, it's Japanese, so it's hard to spell. But I'm excited for it. I'm also excited to read the rest of the manga. It's kind of weird because the manga only has 3 volumes,
Oh, really?
so
Yeah.
it really does not have a lot.
Is it like finished?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, that's kind of crazy. It's already getting an anime
Yeah,
It
adaptation.
probably got popular.
it's
It
super
must have,
popular.
yeah.
So it's really cool. I'm excited to see where it goes because I could see this kind of turning into like a really cool horror slice of life show. Which
Yeah.
would be really interesting.
I kind
so.
of get worried when things get animes too fast because when there's not enough information and they start running out, then
Yeah.
they start doing their own thing.
Yeah.
That is the biggest thing I'm worried about because I'm wondering how fast this is going to divert from the manga.
Yeah.
And that's like the one thing I'd be terrified to see is like it just kind of doing its own thing like right after like the first half of the season or something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or them pulling a Promise Neverland
Yeah.
and like doing the whole series in like 12 episodes,
Yeah.
which would suck.
Or they could do like an Attack on Titan and have like the first season come out and be really successful and then just wait like
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah,
and
they
then
could do that.
Make the sequel.
But yeah, I'm excited for that. I would suggest that you two read it. I mean, it's only got 3 volumes, so how fast you guys read it, you could probably read it in a night.
I already downloaded it.
You already read it.
Not yet, surprisingly.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm excited for it. The reason I'm also really excited for it is like the first manga that I just read because I found it and I was like, oh, this looks cool.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't find it from any suggestions. Like, I didn't find it from like Pyrolus suggesting it to me.
Yeah.
I didn't find it because like Wheeze was reading it.
Mhm.
It's just, I was looking one day, I'm like, oh, this looks interesting. So,
Yeah. That's
and the
cool.
next day you realize it's an anime adaptation.
Yeah, pretty
You're
much.
gonna realize that's gonna be a lot more.
But it happens to me a lot.
Yeah.
So, like, I started watching Evangelion.
Yeah.
And the final movie comes out. I watch ReZero and the season 2 comes out. I watch was it Attack on Titan and like the final season comes out. And I don't know. It's weird things like that always happen. I start something anime related or I read something.
You
it's
started
like, oh,
high school. Season 5's coming out.
yeah, like weird stuff like that. Like I don't know. We watch Promise Neverland.
You watched Devil as a Part-Timer, right?
Yeah.
And then the second season
Yeah.
came
I
out.
need you to watch Kotowa Zombie Desuka and then No Game No Life
All right, we'll do.
in that order.
I do want to watch No Game No
Did it
Life.
know? No, I don't think it has.
It's rumored. It's
Okay.
been rumored for the last like 5 years.
Yeah, it got a movie like 2 years ago, and that's it so far.
Unlike American stuff, animes usually get announced like a couple months before they come out instead of a couple years
so
before
they can
come
soak up
out.
on that hype.
Also, a lot
Yeah,
of times they don't come
crazy.
out for like 25 years.
Yeah. They there's just silence, and then it's like, oh yeah, we made an anime. It's coming out next month.
Origami coming along.
But yeah, with like Vinland Saga, they're like, hey, we wanted to announce Vinland Saga season 2. Here's a full trailer. Here's
Right.
like, it'll probably come out like next year or whatever.
Right.
Like that's cool.
Still waiting on season 3 of ReZero.
Oh yeah, I also watched like Madoka Magica and like season 2 of the side story
Yeah.
comes out. So oh, and they also finished the movie like series as well. So
Have you seen anything on Uzumaki? It is a horror anime by.
No,
it just
I've not.
reminded me because you were mentioning that, and I was
Yeah.
wondering if this is what you're talking about. But it's by Junji Ito,
is it?
the like super famous one. But the whole thing, the anime is in like black and white, and it looks like a manga. It looks like this.
Oh,
Okay.
that's super
So
cool.
it's really cool, and like the movement and everything's cool because it looks like a hand drawn like manga panel.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty cool how like
you know how
the
much better
movement
the
and everything
animation
looks
is going to
really
be for that
smooth.
show?
Yeah.
Like they're not going to have to color it.
yeah.
You know how much better the animation is
Yeah.
going to be?
How much money they've saved.
Yeah.
and just how they can use like, especially because it's like a horror thing, how they can use the atmosphere of that like just pencil sketch like type animation.
Also the author uses like the way he creates his monsters in like the
Mhm.
horror scenes, he uses heavy shading
Yeah.
and he also uses heavy blank spots, like
So,
dark like abyss
yeah.
spots.
So it's really cool that they're using that because I know they've adapted his works in other things and none of them are very well received.
Yeah, they did a trilogy or anthology
Yeah.
of like his collections.
And most of them are just kind of people are like,
Yeah.
nah, the manga is way better. So maybe this one will be a little bit better, but it is interesting.
Well, I'm definitely excited for horror anime now because
Yeah.
like horror and anime has been really weird because like the definition of being scared for Japanese people is a lot different than for Americans.
Yeah.
And like the way they get scared is a lot different than how we do,
Mm-hmm.
which is interesting because we're all about that adrenaline pumping
Jump scare.
jump scare.
Yeah.
And like that's how we've been trained since the late like 60s almost.
Mhm.
Where they're all more about like the drama and like the intensity of the build up and stuff. So it's interesting watching these animes come out.
Well, what's interesting is that not only, like, personally, I prefer the Japanese horror,
Yeah.
but a lot of other horror fanatics prefer the intensity more than the jump scare, too.
Yeah.
Well, I would rather be like dragged along a little bit further
Yeah.
and like watch with like biting my nails off, like watching the, what am I thinking of? Not the drama, not the intensity.
Suspense.
The suspense. Yeah, that's the word.
The kind of
Suspense
horror I want to see is being awake while you're in the surgery room and the doctor's about to cut into your stomach and you're watching the scalpel slowly get lowered into your stomach and start slicing. That's the kind of horror I want to see.
See, that type of horror makes your skin crawl because you can imagine it.
Yeah.
Because like everybody's been cut before. So they can just imagine themselves like being cut open.
I was more comparing the intensity, like it's gonna happen. It's really gonna happen.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
goodness.
Well, and that's the thing. Like people can actually like picture it in their head and they can feel it in their head.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you like in a movie where toast gets burnt. And you can kind of like picture how the room smells.
Yeah.
Or like in like those old cop shows where like they'd go into a bar and the bar's full of smoke.
Mm-hmm.
And you could just kind of picture what the bar smells like. A very smoky, alcoholics like smelling and stuff like that. So it's cool when Japanese horror uses that like real body sense and stuff like that.
From what I've heard, like it might just be because it's not super popular, but I've heard that most people who are like really big into horror don't find many good horror animes. Like most of them are just kind of meh.
Well, and that's the problem because there's not a lot of good ones.
Yeah, I
like
think
there's
it's probably,
Corpse Party.
I think it's just not a super popular genre in anime, and that's why there's like not a lot of.
It's very popular with the manga. There's a lot of horror manga.
There is a lot of horror manga.
Right. Well, you have like When They Cry, which is kind of like a horror.
Yeah.
You have Corpse Party. You have another, which is supposed to be horror, but a lot of people complain that's not scary enough.
Yeah.
Like
that's
it's
what
more
I've
of a
heard
drama.
Too. Yeah. Like Promise Neverland is technically in the horror genre. It's a horror shonen. Yeah, same with Tokyo Ghoul. But it's not like it's creepy, like jump scare type things. It's just like this. It's like how Berserk is a horror. It's just like horrible world and like setting. And like horrible things happen a lot. It's not like I'm jumping, from being scared or whatever. It's just like, oh, this is messed up.
Well, the big difference between Japan and America is Japan a lot of times is more about the psychological, like the mental state, what people see of you when this happens type of thing. In America is more like there's a guy with a chainsaw and he just cut my friend in half.
Yeah.
I am about to die and that's scary to me.
Yeah.
Where in Japan it's more like, oh, my friend just disappeared. Like now like I'm going to be looked at weird in society type of thing.
It's probably because of the different like religions and stuff there that's prevalent too, with like the different shrines and more like superstitions about stuff. Yeah. So that like that becomes more of a thing. Just like how in America, like a lot of the horror movies deal with like Catholicism or something like that. Like with Conjuring or The Nun or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas in their culture, it'll be more towards like Buddhism and like the different shrines and gods and stuff that they have.
Which is interesting.
So that kind of makes more sense.
You say that, but then anime has way more of the Catholic Church than like Buddhism and stuff per se.
That's true. I don't know why. I guess
I can tell you why. In World War II, after we bombed the Japanese, we sent American soldiers to help recuperate.
Yeah.
During that time, the American soldiers spread a lot of Christianity in Catholic.
Well,
Catholic
also
views.
back then we also had the what do they call that? It's basically the church branch in the military.
Yeah, the Red
Cross. It's a whole not the Red Cross.
Well, it's like that though.
There's a whole priesthood basically in the church.
Yeah.
Or not in the church, but in the military. And back then it used to be mainly Catholic.
Yeah.
Because people that were ordained to be fathers and stuff like that were in the military. They were drafted in the military as like priests and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Nowadays, you'll actually see a lot more diverse religions in the military.
Yeah, you do.
Like you'll see actual Buddhism. You'll see, I want to say Muslim. Is that what you call that religion?
Yeah.
Muslim. You actually see Christianity. You'll see Catholics. I'm trying to think of other religions, but they're all
Jewish, pagans, atheists.
Yeah, you actually see pagans. What do they call the witches? Is it pagan?
It's under pagans, yeah.
Is that under pagans as well?
Yeah, but there's like there's a lot of things in Japan with just like usually like the spirit monsters or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
in Noragami and just like a lot of shows like that where they use
You know
that
the
kind of
biggest
thing
monster
is from there.
in Japan is
Godzilla.
inanimate objects becoming real.
Mm.
Like there's whole like things about like your umbrella coming to life.
Oh yeah.
In your trash
Lawnmower
can
flying
and
away.
stuff like that. Like it's all about spirits infecting
Yeah.
inanimate objects and haunting you.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like the TV coming to life and letting a girl out of it and type of stuff.
Mhm.
Like, well, actually, that was turned from a girl coming out of a well, wasn't it? The Ring.
It was The Ring, and that started over in Japan, I believe. Then when it came over to America,
Like America made the movie where it got big, but like the legend came out of Japan.
and then Japan made the hentai version of it afterwards.
Yep.
As it normally does.
Good job, Japan.
Way to keep it strong.
That one was a weird one.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm excited for just like horror animes now. So
Yeah. Cool.
Let's open a new branch.
yeah, you guys got anything you're excited for? Or anything you guys have been looking forward to or watching?
The new series of Steins Gate hopefully is coming soon.
Is it?
Yes.
Sweet.
I'm
I've
looking-
been trying to get through Zero, and I'm having a really hard time.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time watching Zero. I actually don't like it.
No?
Nope.
What episode are you in?
10.
What issues do you have with it so far?
It's the same story, just
Well-
slightly different.
That's kind of the point.
Yeah, but the problem is the reason I like the first story is like I was freaking out through most of it because like I was just not expecting the twists and turns. And like all of a sudden now I'm watching the same thing. It's kind of like you're watching a visual novel, which is funny because this is a visual novel.
Yeah.
And like the first one picked all the paths that I would have picked. So I
Mhm.
got like the story I wanted to watch.
Yeah.
And now Zero is like all the paths I really don't care about or give a crap about. And now I have to watch that.
It's going to be
makes
the same
sense.
thing as the original Steins Gate. Once you hit episode 13 to 14, it's going to go off
Change?
the walls. Yes.
Okay, cool. I can at least suffer through the next, it'd be 2 or 3 episodes, and then I can enjoy it. Sounds like.
I definitely need to rewatch it because it's been a while.
Well, the
but-
biggest thing right now, especially from like 1 to 13 to 14, is
Yeah.
even in the original series, you're going through Okabe's mindset. You're understanding what kind of person he is.
The problem with Zero I'm finding, though, is it's not even that. It's more just watching him suffer again.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. You're trying to find out his mindset. You're
No,
realizing things and
You
stuff like
already
that.
know his mindset.
His
At
mindset
least-
changed.
well, to me, it didn't change enough. Like, I very much understand what he's going through right now, but it's not like the first one where it seemed like an actual struggle. Now
Yeah.
it just feels like torture. And it's
Well-
kind of boring and kind of hard to watch.
The first 10 episodes weren't a struggle or anything like that either. It's just him going through his normal life. As you start noticing certain things happening.
Yeah.
The same thing's happening here. He's going through his normal life. Things are different now because this has gone off the branch where he loses
Kurisu.
Kurisu in exchange
yeah,
for Mary.
I know that.
So he's going through this, but if you notice, little things are changing behind him,
Right.
and it's starting to slowly lead up.
It does
and
build up to one of the most satisfying moments in all of it.
Yes.
Cool.
But it also is kind of slow, and he is kind of he's kind of annoying almost because
Yeah.
you know what he needs to do and he won't do it just because. But it does make sense because
Yeah,
it hurt him
that's-
so bad he goes away from everything.
That's what I mean. Is like it feels like the first anime picked all the paths I would have picked
Mm-hmm.
to solve his problems.
Yeah.
This one, it seems like I want to pick the other path, but he's going the other way.
Right, yeah.
And it's just like it's infuriating to watch because like you look at him cry and you look at him complain that like Mayuri is like there. Not complain that Mayuri's there, but he complains that Kirisu's not there, but Mayuri's there. And it's just like, you idiot. If you just go back one more time and freaking get stabbed to death, you'd be fine.
In all honesty, though, I can relate to him because if I was in his position, I'd probably be doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
this has happened so many times. I've gone back countless
No,
Yeah.
and I get that, but we already solved that in the first anime.
That's why
Mhm.
I recommend. That's why I did my recommendation of watching it up to this, then going on Gate Zero, then rewatching the original Steins Gate and finishing it through.
Yeah, but I already finished the original
I know.
Steins Gate.
But if you didn't finish those last 2 episodes, you wouldn't be feeling this way.
Yeah, I guess.
That does make sense.
And I could see that. I could really see that. I would suggest that watch order. I really would.
That's why I suggest it, because
Yeah.
you do know what's going to happen. So you, like,
Yeah.
the entire time, unless you force yourself to forget what happened, you're just going to keep on thinking back, but we already solved this.
Yeah, I could see that. But yeah, that's my struggle. I am looking forward to the new Steins Gate.
It's going to be amazing.
I'm also looking forward to the day that I don't mess up my own audio by smacking the freaking mic.
Cool.
Yeah.
I hope that they can animate Darling's Embrace.
Animate whose?
The dating
The
simulator.
Steins Gate dating simulator.
Oh, okay.
We're going to go to Daru, boys!
I'm not going to
It's-
go out to Daru.
It's just set in a timeline where it's just everything is good. So it's just it's a dating simulator.
Dude, when we play through that, I'm going after Kirisu all the way.
No, we're doing a harem.
No.
That way we can go everyone.
No, we're just going one person. No, we're going one
Kirisu,
person.
Mayuri. We're going for everybody.
You guys-
Ruka's the only choice.
You guys might be dragging me through all the other options, but I'm always going Kirisu all the way.
Because she's a redhead.
Actually, Ferris. Ferris is
Ferris
probably...
Nyan is probably what I'd go for.
So it's Ruka if Ruka's a girl for me, for number 1. Then it's Ferris.
It'd be Ferris, and then
So we
Ruka
date
if
Ruka.
Ruka's a girl.
Well, she's a girl. And then we're like, oh, nah, bro.
See, if I
Afterwards.
wasn't, if you weren't playing as Okabe, Mayuri would be higher. But since
Really? You want to do lore friendly? You just don't want to say, like, screw it to the story? Like, okay, here we go, Mario.
No, I don't like it. You can't. No.
Yeah, we could.
No.
Yeah, we
no.
could.
Well, I don't know. I'm conflicted because I feel like we's forgot some things that happened in Gate Zero, Steins Gate Zero then, but I don't want to talk about it because that'll be spoiling it for Boom.
Yeah, please don't spoil it anymore because I'm
I
already
do want to
having a hard
rewatch
enough
it,
time.
but I don't like Mayuri and Okabe together at all. Ugh. Gross.
Yeah, you should probably watch it again.
I will watch it again, but
kinda
I
just-
still like either way.
Mhm.
I don't like them together. They're horrible together.
I kind of want to just troll Wheeze now and just like push Mayuri throughout the whole gameplay.
No.
Do we want to team up?
Well, I think they're great together because they've just been like with each other the entire time.
I think they're great together as friends. Like I
Mayuri
don't want them
perfectly
to
balances
date.
out Okabe.
They can't date. No,
Like
definitely
Okabe
not.
is Hyoin Kyoma because of Mayuri.
Yeah, but I think Mayuri's too good to Okabe.
That's
If
the
that
point.
makes sense.
That's
Like
the point of it, though.
I like Kurisu's better because she actually challenges Okabe to like change and become better. Whereas
Mayuri
Mayuri
challenged
is
her
just
at-
kind of like she does challenge him, but she's
in her own way.
yeah, but she's like more supportive. I like Kurisu with Okabe way better, but I do like Mayuri more than Kurisu.
You know, it'd be cool if in the dating simulator you could pick what main character you're gonna play as.
That would be cool because then I could be like Daru and date Kurisu, and it'd be amazing.
I'll
It'd
be Daru and
perfect.
start the harem. Yeah.
Daru and
Daru and
Kirisu.
Ruka. Let's go.
I could see that more than Daru and Kirisu.
Daru's just gonna have everyone. It's just gonna be like the fat otaku. There's a tag for Daru for a reason, and we're going for that.
You're not wrong.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Just
that would be
Ruka
fun.
and Okabe. Let's go.
He's an
Make that
inventor.
one
He can make a
episode
mind
real.
wipe machine. Like you are now in love with me. You are now in love with me. You are now in love with me. Boom, 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 boom.
Daru and Okabe.
I mean, if you want to watch that, there's this whole hentai
Well, I mean,
about that.
I know there is, but Daru could do that because he and
Yeah,
Kurisu made the mind control, not mind control, the mind, the teleportation machine.
yeah.
That's already messing with the brainwaves.
Yeah.
If you take that and use it to edit the brainwaves, well, now you're in love with
I
it.
totally forgot about Part-Time Warrior.
Yeah.
Daru and Part-Time Warrior.
Yes.
Sweet home Alabama.
Lord, I'm coming home to you. It doesn't count because she's from the future.
That's even worse.
It is worse.
It doesn't count because she's from the
Messed up.
future.
No, that's so
The
much
problem is,
worse.
if he fell in love with her, then she probably wouldn't exist because he wouldn't end up marrying his wife.
Can you imagine if he like fell in love with his daughter before realizing it was his daughter?
And then
she just like
and then she just
disappeared?
disappears, and then
Well-
he's like super hurt and like
The interesting thing
nothing.
is
Yeah,
because she would have technically come from a different timeline that technically wouldn't happen because of the way Steins Gate time travel
Oh,
theory
yeah.
works.
That's
So
true.
Daru could have been crushing on her until I found out that she was his daughter. I'm like,
I mean, he kind of
let's
did.
tone it down a little, just a little.
He
for
did
now."
actually when he was like making the time machine.
He did,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then it was like, "You're my daughter. I
Yeah.
love you."
I do like how in Steins Gate Zero, Daru has like gone full father,
Yeah.
and like I love how he just like a Chad just took that whole change to heart.
Yeah.
Like that's amazing. Like he's even making dad jokes and
Yeah.
stuff. He's just like,
Why won't you call me Papa?
that was great.
And then he's trying to find out who his wife is, and she's
Yeah.
like, "No, I'm not telling you."
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we will call it there.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
You guys got anything else?
Watch Steins Gate in the order in which I recommend it.
We say that every other episode. Just watch
First, you
Steins
play
Gate.
the dating simulator. Then you watch the original series to
Yeah.
to 2 episodes before the last episode. Then you watch 0 up to the last episode. Then you watch the second to last episode and the last episode of 0 at the same time.
Getting the full experience for Steins Gate, you're gonna want 2 monitors.
You need like 15 because you have to have like all of the endings of the visual novels happening at the same time as the anime ending.
I'm just picturing you being the editor from Matrix,
Yeah.
where he's like in his big leather chair and he's like watching all the screens of the Matrix, like editing different things.
When I watched episode 14 of Steins Gate 0, I literally went back to episode 24 and just had them in separate things. And I was like, ha, 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 ha.
Imagine watching like Baka-no chronologically, like with everything
be
happening
doing a lot of
at
flipping.
real time.
Yeah.
And so like you get to see like this is happening at the same time as this is happening and this is happening at the same time. And so you have like 4 different things going on at the same time. And
We
it's
should
like,
do that sometime.
okay, this story pauses for a second as they're like in a coffee shop or whatever. And then it's like, then these ones keep going and then it like switches and switches. That'd be
Right.
crazy.
We should pay someone to edit Bakano in a chronological order, then watch it like that.
That'd be amazing.
That would be cool. Well, guys, so we're going to end it there. Thank you all for listening to us, and I thank my 2 hosts for coming and talking with me for an hour, because I get really lonely in this apartment now. So,
Aw.
yeah.
Even with your I'm obsessed with Star Wars book,
Yeah. You know, I went through that a couple times already.
it does say you're obsessed.
Yeah, it does.
Wow, yeah, it's an obsession.
I got that book when I was like 10.
Nice.
What if
Yeah.
you're just obsessed with the Obsessed with Star Wars book and not actually Star Wars?
It
Just
is an addiction.
just that book.
It is an
specifically.
addiction. So,
Dang.
but anyways, yeah, thank you all for listening. If you guys like what you were listening to, please give us a review on iTunes and also just leave a comment on YouTube, because doing both of that, it might be small and simple, but you really help us out. So,
Yes.
as well as you can follow us on Spotify, and you can also just find any place you want to listen on Anchor. You can go to anchor.fm/Baka-Talk. There you can find any podcast site that you want to listen to us on. You can go to YouTube and look up Baka-Talk Studios, and there you can find our YouTube channel, where we'll have basically just a basic format of the podcast. We're going to have gameplay. We're going to have visual novel playthroughs where we just argue with each other for a half an hour.
It'll be great.
We'll
Amazing.
probably get through like 2 options and have to call it quits.
Yes.
And then also, if you want to follow us for podcast updates and just also my personal hot takes on anime, you can follow us at TalkBaka on Twitter. There, yeah, like I said, I basically just post random stuff about anime. Yeah. As well as, well, that's it actually. There's no as well. That's it.
Not really, no, yeah.
Nice.
That's pretty much it.
No, there is one more
Is there?
thing. Yeah, if you want to contact us with anything, you can email us.
My phone number is.
You can email us at
Oh.
askbakatalk@gmail.com. And now, if you want to give your phone number, go ahead. I don't give a crap.
257-3449. Have fun with the area code.
Pyros is like, if you're a girl and under the age of 40.
If you own a T-34, my real phone number is
You do realize some phones will link up to the area code automatically.
2436. Have fun with that one.
My fax number is...
I don't have a fax.
You want to give them your social security number now?
Oh yeah, that's 37 asterisk 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 asterisk.
Nice, that's
Great.
mine too. What the
Nice.
heck?
Well, anyway, since you want to give out all your information, Pyrolist, do you want to tell them where they can find you?
You can find me at Pyrolist2.
On Twitter.
Yep, or my Discord handle is Tovarish Pyrolisis. Have fun with the number.
Spelled in actual Russian.
Yes, it is.
Do you do any YouTube yet?
No, I'm trying to get stuff together for a green screen so I can get back to it with some more ideas.
Nice. That sounds like fun.
I hope so.
All right, Weez, where they can find you.
You can check me out at Twitter at KBWAuthor, and you can check out my YouTube channel where I haven't posted for 3 weeks
Oof,
at
Dead Channel.
KBW, and I will have my new video out shortly. I'm almost finished with it.
Nice. Sounds cool.
Yeah.
Anything else? You're not an author or anything like that.
Nah.
Okay, cool.
Not at all.
How is the book coming, by the way?
It's coming.
Yeah?
I worked on it some.
Did
I
you?
need to read through it a million
Did you
times.
get your proofread?
I did, yeah. I got my first editor note thingy, and then I went through it and I erased a chapter.
Oof.
And then now I'm reading through it again.
Okay.
And then making it all fit together and
Cool.
look good or whatever.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
This chapter is crap. Remove it now.
Yeah, pretty much. It was like, this is kind of pointless, and I could use this to tie into this, but that seems like way too much work, and it wouldn't really fit that well anyway, so I just went delete. And I was like,
Cool.
my editing's done. Now I have to read through this a bunch of times.
Well, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited for your book. And yeah, if you guys want to find me for some reason, you can find me at SirBoom9 on Twitter. And yeah, besides for that, I run everything that has to do with Baka-Talk. So I guess you can find me there as well. So yeah, and with that, we will wish you all a good night, evening, day, morning.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy 4th of July.
Boom appreciation.
On Boom Appreciation Day, I guess.
Yes.
And we will see you all later. Have a great night.
Ciao meow.
El Sai Kunguru.
Happy Boom Appreciation Day.